to the beat. Everybody. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah?
I liked it. Then I got bored.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then I liked it again.
Right.
And then maybe got a little bit bored, and then liked it.
Because that's quite a long song for a Louie. It's like 6 minutes long, and that's double your normal concentration span, isn't it?
Yeah,
Basically.
absolutely. But then I could be wrong, but it felt like halfway through he started rapping, and then it was almost like a different tune, and that got me back into it.
Yeah, some nice changes in there, certainly. Yeah.
And then was there? I felt like there was a steel drum at one point, ding ding ding, and it's sort of so that spiced it up. And
don't think I couldn't hear a steel drum, but
sort of a metallic sound.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Write in, listeners, have you heard a steel drum?
Yeah,
there was something.
And if you've seen Aliens as well, do write in. Well, that was the Fatback Band, King Tim III, Personality Jock.
The what band now?
The Fatback Band.
Okay.
Yeah. King Tim III, Personality Jock, 1979, from the album Fatback 12. Widely regarded as the very first hip-hop song, although it wasn't a success at the time.
Widely
regarded as the first. Yeah.
And did they have fat backs? Is that supposed to be taken literally, or is that
the Beatles weren't actually Beatles?
I've been through this before. Okay, all right. Okay, first hip hop. What makes it hip hop then?
Well, I think the rapping mixed with that kind of beat. You know, the funk and the disco.
Because it started off, I was like, oh yeah, this is funk.
Yeah. And
then by the end, he's rapping. I'm like, this is something we almost experienced. Maybe we experienced the beginning of a. Why don't you look happy? What's going on?
I'm just looking at your face, Louie. I'm as happy as I can be under the circumstances. I'm not going to sit here grinning inanely. I'm taking in what you're saying. This is how a professional conversation works.
Oh, okay. Let's just do. Okay, you focusing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Focus, Louie. Yeah. Yeah. So how that started, you're probably wondering, aren't you, Louie?
Yeah, how did that start?
Two songwriters for that one, Fred Durmee and Bill Curtis. And Bill was in the studio with his producer, Jerry Thomas, back in 1979. That was a good year.
Yeah, you remember well.
I do. And they said, what are we going to do this album? And Curtis says, let's do a rap. And he says, do a rap? We can't even talk. And then one of the roadies said, I know a guy who does a rap. So they got this other guy in. His name was Tim. There's a clue in the title. They flew him in and said, hey, go in there, just start rapping. And he went in and that's what he did.
He freestyled it?
Yeah.
And it ended up
That's how it came about. Did you catch any of the lyrics?
A
bit like the Hokey Cokey at one point. There's one bit where I'll tell you what I want you to do. A little left hand, right hand in the air, and you swear like you just don't care. You put your left leg out and the right leg in.
In, out, in, out. I've got a story about the Hokey Cokey.
Oh, cool. You have to tell it to me some other time. No, go on. Tell me now. Go on. If it's good. Pressure now.
I went to an open mic, and there were all these people earnestly singing songs. Now, the part of the story that I've gone.
Sorry, it's a music open night, not a comedy.
Music, yeah,
oh, okay. Right,
music,
yeah.
Right. So and people are singing, right. Here's part of the story which is going to ruin the story because whenever I say this, people's minds sort of blow and they can't really hear the rest of the story. But I try, right? It was in virtual reality.
Right.
I'm just going to pause there, let the listener that settle in because people's normally reaction is what open mic but yeah, I've been doing stand-up comedy in virtual reality, and I can't be bothered to explain it right now. Try it; it's good, right? You wear a helmet.
You wear a helmet.
You wear a virtual reality helmet, and then it looks like you feel like you're in a club. It's 3D.
You can't wear a normal helmet.
Motorbike helmets are not encouraged.
Okay, cool.
But normally people can't get their head around it. Like I don't know, the people.
Well, they need a different size helmet.
So for the sake of the story, just imagine I was at a real life open mic, right? People being really earnest. So then I queued up for my turn, and then I stepped on stage, and I did the Hokey Cokey. No, I didn't. No, I did head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Oh, it's the way you tell them, Louie.
Shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes.
Right, yeah.
Which, when you've got a 3D avatar that folds in bizarre ways. Anyway, it went up very well, and I won a free T-shirt.
Wow.
So thank you to the Soapstone Comedy Club.
It wasn't like a sympathy T-shirt or a kind of. It was like a good award. It wasn't like.
Well, I think I livened the bloody place up. There was all, you know what it's like with open mic. People are always singing like Counting Crows and sort of people, someone slitting their wrist in the corner. You know,
okay. Now I understand. Yeah, no, that makes sense now. Oh, that sounds good then. I'd have enjoyed that. I reckon. I certainly enjoyed you saying that.
Well, Friday nights, 10:30 p.m. The Unknown Theatre in Meta Horizon Worlds app. You need one of those Facebook Meta Quest headsets. You may well find me there.
All our listeners will have those. All
I know it's quite niche. It's quite niche, but if you did happen to, anyway,
I was at a wedding once, and this kid came up and asked for the Hokey Cokey. And I thought, I have to play it for him. And I thought this is going to be a nightmare. Everyone loved it. Everyone was doing the Hokey Cokey. I felt very odd. I felt very odd because at points I was singing along and I was thinking, what's the matter with you? But everyone was having fun.
Well, I hope so. You're
Why
the
not?
singer. I mean, you should be singing, shouldn't you?
It wasn't during the gig. This is in a DJ element of the night.
Right, yeah.
Yes. It's time for another song, Louie. It's another early song. You may know this one, and this is also one from 1979. This is a good song, Louie.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.